Welcome to the Healthy and Wealthy and Wise podcast with global sales trainer and professional speaker, Lois Koffi. Each week, it is her goal to share inspiration and education for you to be, do, have the best health and wealth and wisdom for your life.
And so I'm so honored and excited to introduce our next presenter. She, in a lot of respects, I had Eric Lofholm on earlier, who he got me thinking about, really putting together and doing a podcast simultaneously. Guys, I'm a big fan of coaching. Having been an athlete, I'm like, I can't get enough coaches. Okay. So I had Eric, but I was also working with Jenny and helping me remove those subconscious blocks, guys, because you can read all the books in the world, right? You can go to all the seminars, get fired up, and then you still have these blocks. You're not going to be your best version of yourself. So she's helped me with my health. She's helped me with healing and recovery. She's helped me with my business. So without further ado, Jenny Harkleroad, yay!
Hey, Lois. So good to be here. So happy to be on your show again. Congratulations on episode 100. How exciting. Love it.
Thank you so much. And Jenny's been such a gift to me and my family. She's worked with my kids, my husband. I shared a little bit about you, but Jenny, why don't you share a couple of minutes about who you are and what you do?
Awesome. I'm Jenny Harkleroad. I am the owner of Balance You, where we specialize in advanced mindset transformations for health and wealth and happiness. I'm a #1 best-selling author and speaker and subconscious mind change teacher. In my former life, I was a top producing realtor here in beautiful San Diego, where Lois and I both live. And I had a team of buyer's agents and secretaries, and we were producing double digits in the millions. And I had the houses and the cars and the travel and all that fun stuff. But my greatest claim to fame by far are my 4 amazing kids who are like pretty much grown up now. It's really crazy. 2 are moved out, 2 are in high school. And, I was always successful financially. I bought a BMW when I was 16 years old for my first car, but I always had health problems. I always had relationship problems. I was always mad, bad, frustrated, stuck, and I was always trying to fix myself. The only thing I was good at was making money, but I wanted to be good at other things too. Now, it's not bad to be good at making money, but it is frustrating when that's the only thing that works in your life, because you can't buy happiness, you can't buy health, you can't buy all these other things. And so I started searching for answers because in 2013, I could no longer ignore my pain anymore because I was in an accident. I was hiking. I jumped a little too far. Life Flight had to come get me. I broke my back and I was basically bedridden. And the doctors tried everything. I tried the natural methods, the unnatural methods, full of metal right now, rod, screw, synthetic disc for 3 years. Begging, pleading, praying, hoping for relief, couldn't find it. Then I met a medical doctor who told me I could reprogram my mind and get out of pain. I told him he was crazy. He told me there was a door. I said, okay, wait. I'll try your woo-woo, voodoo, whatever it is. And 6 sessions later, I was completely healed from this chronic burning pain that no doctor, no specialist could figure out, even after surgery. And I became obsessed with how am I better? What just happened to me? And so I sold my big custom home. I sold my real estate company. I started studying the mind because I had discovered that I could heal myself. And if I could heal myself from pain, what other things could I change in my life? And I used it like a magic wand. I literally transformed my life, my marriage, my health and wellness, all these chronic conditions I had, everything was transformed. I'm a whole new me. And so now I help other people do the same thing. And what a blessing to share the greatest discovery of the 21st century, which we've known about for a long time, but how do you actually access it and harness it? That's what I'm excited about. And we'll get to that. That was probably way longer than 2 minutes.
Hey, it's okay. You have so much to share. I'm glad that you went longer because, there's a lot of people that deserve to know what you've been through and what you've overcome. And hence, you were one of my first guests on my show way back. And I love what you do. So, and not everybody has heard of this stuff, right? You know, you do, what is this muscle testing thing and all of that kind of stuff. So I don't know how much you want to get into that in answering the first question, or the big question that I've asked all of my guests is, you know, Jenny, when you think about your number one piece of advice, besides, of course, working with you, your number one advice for our Healthy and Wealthy and Wise community to have their best year ever in 2021, what would that be?
So I'm going to tell you something, and it's going to sound like, yeah, I've heard that before, but I'm going to then describe it in a scientific way that you probably haven't heard before. And hopefully it'll really have some meaning to you and really make a difference. So my advice is to think you can, to believe, just like Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Now, in my life, I tried to believe things and I tried to change things about my life. I tried, but really I was faking it till I made it. But the problem was I wasn't making it. I was just faking it, and I would revert back to my old ways. But here's what I discovered. I learned something called the 17-second rule that I'm going to share with you that'll help you take this Henry Ford quote to a whole nother level. Now, I learned the 17-second rule from Dr. Jeffrey Fannin. He's a PhD that I hired to do a brain study on my process. He wrote a book called Commanding the Power of Thought. And in this book, he talks about the 17-second rule, which is your thoughts are an electrical signal in the brain. And when you start thinking something, it's just that. It's just an electrical signal going through the brain. But when you keep thinking about it, it causes a chemical reaction within your body so that you start to feel equal to the way you're thinking. So pretty soon you're not just thinking a certain way, you're thinking and feeling, and it creates this feedback loop where you're thinking how you're feeling and you're feeling how you're thinking, and you're getting all wrapped up in this story that's going on within your head because you now feel that way too. Now this chemical reaction also attracts like thoughts. So now, not only were you thinking that original thought, you're thinking, oh yeah, and there's this and this and this and this that all support this story I'm telling myself and this feeling I have within myself. Well, then you take it to 68 seconds, and what happens is it changes your vibration. It changes your energy. It changes what you manifest in your life. So in business, in relationships, in health and happiness, we try to create something. We create this belief, this hope, this vibration that pulls what we want to us, and then we have a doubt and we push it away. It changes our energy level. So just like Albert Einstein says, everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. He says you match the frequency of the reality you want, and that's what you get. There can be no other way. He says that's not philosophy, that's physics. So literally with the power of your mind, you can change your vibration and change what you're manifesting. So my challenge for you today is 17 seconds. Remember, you can't hold on to a thought for more than 17 seconds without it messing with what you're trying to create in your life. So there's two different ways to do this. There's the conscious mind way where you keep catching yourself like, oh, no negative thoughts, get back on the positive, pull yourself back, pull yourself back, pull yourself back, pull yourself back. But it's kind of exhausting because psychologists say we have 50 to 80,000 thoughts per day, and about 80% of them are negative, and about 90% of them are a repeat of yesterday. So see how long you can go without a negative thought? It's hard. That's just kind of how we are. Some more than others, right? But that's what happens. And it's not only consciously, it's below the surface subconsciously. So we might think, no, I'm being positive. I really am. I believe in that goal. I'm shooting for it. But maybe below the surface in the subconscious mind, which is where all the power is, about 95% of your power in the subconscious mind, maybe that mind has some limiting thinking, as one of my clients calls it, stinking thinking, right? Some thoughts that maybe you don't deserve it, or you're not worthy of it, or you're not going to be able to get there, or you're not going to hit your goal. And so what we do at Balanced You is we tap into that subconscious mind, and we get the programming in that mind to support what you consciously want. So not only are you consciously working towards something, your subconscious mind that processes 40 million bits of information per second is also pushing you towards that goal. So it almost becomes like your eyes blinking. It's just natural. It just happens. You don't even think about it. That's how your success comes. So in my life, all these struggles I had for so many years, so many decades, I was able to reprogram my mind and the problems disappeared. And so what I discovered was the problem wasn't me, the problem was my programming. And you can change your programming. That is the greatest discovery of the 21st century. Like a computer, you can reprogram yourself. You can decide how you want your life to be. We have a process that opens your brain bridge, builds new pathways, changes the cellular response, changes the automatic. Now, I'm my own best guinea pig. I love doing this work with myself because my life was such a struggle. And now you've seen me and I look like the same old Jenny I always was, but inside I feel like a whole new person. Why? Because that 50 to 80,000 thoughts per day is positive and supportive and uplifting and helping me get to my goal. So my tip for this year is to watch your thoughts, whether you choose to consciously do it and keep catching yourself and getting yourself back on track, or if you want to work with us and transform the subconscious thoughts, oh my gosh, control your thoughts because that is the power of success.
That is awesome. Oh my gosh, guys, she's amazing. And I know that I still have, you shared, Jenny, after everything you went through, broken back and your journey, how long did it take you, just to give them an idea? And everybody's different. So you've also probably coached hundreds, if not thousands of people on this. Is there like a quote unquote standard timeline for the, people to shift and to notice and see the difference? I know what it's been like for me, but I'd love for you to share.
Absolutely. So here's what I expect. Because the subconscious is so powerful, I expect transformation from the first time we work together. So when a client works with us privately, we have an hour-long session. We work on 5, 6, 7, 8 goals during that session. We help you transform your belief about those goals and set action plans. And then a week later, we do a survey with you to see how far you've gotten, what your results are. And we have all those results posted on our website. So you can see that about 70% or so of our clients get about 60 to 70% improvement within just a week on their goals. So, the numbers are quite amazing, right? If you think, I can spend 10 minutes on this goal, reprogramming my mind, and then I have about 60, 70% improvement within a week. That's the numbers that we're tracking at, and we update that monthly on our website. So you can see for all the different categories, short-term goals, long-term goals, you can check out at balanceyou.org/results what we're tracking at. So we expect transformation. Absolutely.
I love it. I know, just throwing this out there because I know Valentine's Day is coming, guys. Do you mind sharing? I'm kind of putting you on the spot, but can you tell them about, hopefully don't sell out because I still have to sign up. Okay, guys, make room for me. Okay, Jenny, I don't want to shoot myself in the foot.
Lois.
So you have a couple's virtual Valentine's Day retreat. So talking about marriage, love and marriage, or partnership, relationships.
Oh my gosh. I had the hardest marriage, Lois. Stick a fork in me, I'm done. Like, it was so stinking hard. And I believe in marriage. I believe in family. I tried to make it work. I tried so hard and I just couldn't. And it was killing me because I love the guy, but why can't we get along anymore? Right. And years and decades. And finally I was like, you know what? I'm done. And right when I said that, of course, I found this lovely process to fix all of my problems. And I transformed my beliefs about marriage and my perspectives about marriage. And it's hard to believe. It took me a weekend to fix 20 years of struggle that I couldn't overcome with therapists and prayers and everything else I was doing. And not that God doesn't work, but I wasn't catching on. He sent me this process, right, to figure out my marriage. So yes, I have a couples retreat online. It's balanceyou.org/couples retreat online. Hold on, there's a dash in between each of those. Couples online. Okay.
I'll add it to your free gift. I've kind of been jumping ahead because I was so excited thinking about the couples retreat. And I know I have a lot of people. I've been seeing some names that are flashing, and I know you can't see them all, but just thinking ahead. Tell them about your free transformational training gift that you're bringing for them today.
All right, awesome. So remember, I told you there's those two minds. There's a conscious mind, and we put most of our focus there. But the subconscious mind, according to scientists, is where the power is, 1,000,000 times more power. So I'd like to invite you to join me for free to my transformation group. We meet twice a month. It's the second and fourth Tuesday of every month at 12 p.m. And I would like to give you a free month in my transformation group. Lois, do you want me to say the link, or you already have it posted? I don't know.
I've got it. I've got it there. I posted in the comments, and just a general reminder as well, guys, because Jenny's one of my coaches, my champions, and one of my podcast guests. I put a lot of their links also. If you go to loiskoffi.com/resources under personal development, you'll see Jenny's stuff always there. And then if you guys haven't already, you can register at 100th episode promo.now.site. And I'm going to be taking all of these links and sending them out to the masses. So make sure you guys register there. Any quick parting words? And then I see our next guest, and I actually wanted to bring him on before you leave, because I know this guy because of you. So,
okay. Yes, my parting words are, just real quick on that transformation group. If you can't make it, still sign up, because you'll get the recording, and you can do the transformation anytime you want, as many times as you want. So don't let the date or the timing keep you from joining us. And my real last parting words is, you can do anything you believe you can do. So get believing and make it your best life. Absolutely. Awesome. Thanks, Lois. Who are you bringing on?
I know this is a nice little surprise. I didn't do this with anybody else, but I thought the synergy was just too cool. So about 6 months ago, when I was saying, hey, I want to be on more podcasts, who do you know that's got a really cool badass podcast? And guess who's here?
Yeah, Brian, what's up?
Lois and Jenny, two powerhouse women. Oh my goodness. And I get to be here with both of you. Pinch me now.
I'm so excited you guys connected, because when I was on Brian's podcast, I'm like, this is so automated. Lois would love this. Oh my God. And not only that, Brian's kind of cool too. There's that. Yeah. Awesome.
We're too kind.
You guys.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jenny, again, for being here, for your wisdom, and of course, introducing me to Brian. Have a great rest of your day, Jenny.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Well, now, Brian, I don't think I can get enough of you.
Long time no see, right?
No, I know, guys. So I met Brian because of Jenny, and this is what I love about networking. Like, I never actually physically met Brian, even though he's kind of just a few, miles away from me here in Southern California. And you might remember, if you've been in my podcast community, even just brand new this month, I just had Brian on my show, and then I was on his show last night talking about lead generation, and he's the automation king. Like, if you have ever been on podcasts, guys, and if not, I highly recommend it. It changed my life. I was a guest first on several shows. Then I got the courage, with Jenny's help and Eric's help, to just go and freaking do it myself. And then you get to meet really cool people. And Brian had me on there, and I couldn't believe the text reminders, the email automation. And I'm like, how many virtual assistants does he have? Because I felt like there had to be 3 or 4. And we talked about that on the last show, that you have such a suite of automation that I wanted to bring you back, because for the Healthy and Wealthy and Wise community, what you do is essentially create leverage for folks. And I thought, out of all of my guests in my first 100, I wanted to make sure that people could be here to learn more. So tell a little bit, like a short nugget, or 2-minute window of your story, and how did you go from not being the automation king to where you are today?
Yeah, real quick. I started out in a lower middle class income family. And when I was a little boy, I didn't know any different. It was just, I was a kid and I was having a great time. And then when I got to the junior high age, a bunch of buddies and friends from school were all abuzz about this movie that was coming out. It was the bomb. It was the biggest most incredible thing that was about to occur in our lifetimes. And this is before social media. I'm 56, so this is going back a ways before anything. I don't even know if the internet was up yet, but it was Star Wars. And I'll never forget running home. I mean, it was a long walk between where I lived and my school, and I walked every day. And I ran the whole way home. So excited. Got through the door, waited for my dad to come home from work. I could not wait, and got my mom and dad there and said, hey, oh my God, there's this phenomenal movie. All my friends are going. Can I get a ticket? And they looked down at me and said, we're sorry, son. We can't afford it. Mm-hmm. And that was like a breaking point in my life. And now I'm at an age, junior high, I'm realizing money does have a play in life, in the world. And we didn't have much. And I remember it didn't happen that moment, but over a time, I realized that I am never going to be in that position where I have to tell my kids I can't afford a movie ticket. A movie ticket. My parents loved us dearly, did everything they could for us. I have absolutely nothing negative to say about them. I just knew that my course was going to be different. So what did I do? I went straight into the corporate workforce because that's all I knew. That's all I was taught. But I found this great affinity for automation through software engineering, and I became a software engineer. I ended up making more than my dad ever made very quickly, and not as a competition thing. It just, I was achieving the goal, but it didn't fit. It wasn't a right fit. I was working for someone else. So long story short, I just used all of that and all the years of automating. Anything I touch, I want to automate. It's the first, my wife told me that. She goes, anytime you start a new project, you just go straight into automating it. I'm like, wow, she's right. So I tried. I was in the fitness industry for 7 years thinking that was where I wanted to be. And then she pointed that out, and 3 other friends jumped in a 1 month span and all said the same thing. I said, that's it. I'm switching. I'm going into automation. And Lois, I couldn't be happier right now than I've ever been. And I love what I get to do. And I love it. I love meeting people like you, integrating, networking, all of it. I love entrepreneurship beyond words can describe.
Yeah, it's funny. You hit on something, and then I'm going to get to the big question that I've been asking all of my guests, but you hit on something, a lot of us, we were taught, I dare say, I know this might be a sensitive word for some, but kind of brainwashed as kids to go to school, get a job, get a mortgage, go in debt, get married, the 2.2 kids, the white picket fence, whatever the quote unquote American dream is, right? And it's like, that for me, healthy and wealthy and wise is the American dream. And I know that you and I see a lot of that similarly. And your story is when you talk about not being able to go to the movies, that's what I think all of us as parents, right? Wealth isn't just about having the cars and all of the things. It's about being able to bring joy to our kids. And I love that you can you share that story and how automation, right, can help people be able to provide for their family and whatever their dreams and goals are. So when you think of the question, and I know it's a big one, right, to only give one bit of advice to help our healthy and wealthy and wise community have their best year ever and be their best selves this year, what is that advice that you'd like to share today?
Yeah, it's advice I was actually reminded of quite recently, and this goes for business or personal life, and that is a lot of people, when they're looking to solve whatever their issue might be at that moment, is, how do I do that, or what do I have to do? Well, what I was reminded of that is so powerful and empowering is, instead of concentrating on the what or the how, instead concentrate on who. Who can I get with? Who can I partner with? Who can I lean on and get advice from? Because we're all so ego driven. We think we can solve everything, and you probably can. But why would you want to put yourself through the toil of figuring out how to, when someone else that already has the answer of how to do it almost instantly? So it's about networking. It's about getting away from your own ego. And what I found is a great vehicle to do that is to do live video like Lois is doing right now. I have met amazing people by doing a live show myself. I'm almost 3 years into it. And they show their appreciation. They're like all sending me books. There's Les Brown. There's Ken Wentworth. There's John Santangelo, NLP. I mean, I've got a stack of books that goes on and on. I didn't pay for any of these, and they just keep coming. Here's the stack of all my past guests. And I get these wonderful thank you notes. Let's see if it shows up. Yeah, there's a person's name right up. Oh, it's fallen. Lois Koffi. Yes, she was one of them.
Who's that? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. And so it's not for that, though, but that was a beautiful byproduct. And what that all is telling is that you establish these lifelong, very positive relationships. And I can go back to almost any guest speaker I've had on my show, and it's like we know each other, and we've only been together for an hour, maybe an hour and a half total. And that was virtually through an interface like you're using right here, Lois. So not what or how, but who. And that is, my gosh, the thing that you invited me to because of who, and that's Lois. Because of her, I was invited to this incredible summit where I made some incredible deals because of who, other people that were involved in there. And Lois and I, we've done work together. And so it's just liberating when you have people that are synergistic, who have the same values you have, who are there to be servants and help and want to help others. It makes it so much more fun along the way. There's nothing bad about it. It's phenomenal.
Well, and you dropped some big names there, by the way, and I can't wait to get my book published so I can send you a copy. That was inspiring. But it is not about what you know anymore. It's who you know and who you align yourself with. And I think that's my word of the year, actually. So it's kind of cool that you brought that up, is collaboration.
Yeah, absolutely.
How we do this together.
I mean, you got Eric Lofholm. I've been wanting to get in touch with him for a long time. So, that's the beautiful thing about this is we can now swap our contacts. It doesn't mean that they'll say yes. I mean, everyone's busy. They got a calendar and they may not be a fit depending on what your topic happens to be, but you utilize your network. Like, who was it? Travis was saying I don't know if he said the words, but your network is your net worth. What great guests you have, Amy and Jenny. Oh, Jenny, I love Jenny. And Eric, so amazing so far. This is what it's all about. What Lois is doing, she's providing the very example of what I think should be done by anyone who's in business. And if it's a personal thing, lean on those who you can trust in, who are friends that can give you a hand, and try not to do it all yourself.
Lean on me.
Ooh.
When you're not strong, right? I just watched that.
You are a singer.
Well, and you just inspired me. I wasn't going to do this, even though I said I wasn't going to do it again, but I might have to just introduce you to my coach. Jamie Atkinson is coming up next. And I think he was actually someone I said, hey, you should have him on your podcast. So if Jamie's okay with it, and I see him smiling back there behind the scenes, so I'm sure he'll be okay with that. But that's awesome. And I love that advice. It's no one succeeds alone, guys. So don't be a lone ranger. And I know your gift today. Can you explain what your free gift is? And I'll share that link in the show notes and share with everybody in the comments.
Yeah, and I'll try to be quick. Automation, I just assumed everyone knew how to do what I did. And then I fast learned after getting clients that, oh my gosh, this is a big need that needs to be filled. And it can be daunting. You don't know what resources to utilize. There are so many choices out there, especially today with all the autoresponders and calendar systems and texting systems. And you can just go on and on. Well, over the years, I've tried and tested many. And I'm not saying I know the best of the best, but from what I've used, I have determined what works best for me in my business. And I put them all in a list so that you can just type in the URL that is on the screen right now. Yes, ryp.im/Lois for those of you listening on podcasts later. And that will get you instantly a whole list of every resource I currently use in my company. Currently is the keyword. I'm always improving. I literally just got off the phone with another company today. I think I'm going to switch some of those over, but for now, these work and they work solid. So if you want to stop trying to figure out what is the best suite of tools and resources to start automating your business, then just simply type in that URL, opt in, and instantly you'll get an email with all of the information, all the resources right there.
Awesome. I love it. Can you tell me again, how many systems all at once did you use that basically replaced 4 virtual assistants? And next thing, guys, how many systems do you use for automation?
Right now, I've never even quantified that, Lois. That's a great question. I'd say 12 to 15. That's going to be consolidated further if what the phone call I just had, and make it simpler and easier for everybody. But yeah, I put together an entire system step by step, shows people how to fill in every blank using those systems. It's quite comprehensive, but I'll tell you, once it's done and it's together, like you said, that was Mr. Ken Wentworth who actually said that. He first one who said that, Brian, I swear, he was on my show. He said, I swear, it's like you have 4 virtual assistants working for you. I've never seen so much come my way in such a great way. And I said, I have 0. I have my automation system. So it'll save you a ton of money, ton of time, and you'll look more professional, higher quality. You'll get more business. And that's what's happened to me.
Well, not only that, we talk about leverage, right? And you guys got to go back. It was January 15th on the live. It showed up in iTunes the following Monday, whatever that was, 18th or something. We did the math, and it wasn't quite like 6 figures that you're saving and leveraging by not having to hire those 4 virtual assistants and all the systems. If I remember right, it was like $5,000 a year to leverage all of those. So thank you so much. And I'm going to go ahead and just do a gentle reminder, and then I'm going to bring in our next guest. So if you can just hold on tight, Brian, I'm going to introduce you, as I love doing. It's kind of fun to do that, actually. If you guys want not only Brian's prize, if you want to be eligible for the $10,000 worth of coaching prizes that I'm giving away, please go register at this website you see on the screen, 100th episode promo.now.site, and you'll be able to get all of the gifts, all of the goodies, even if you can't hang out for this marathon. And I'm going to have to take a swig of water here pretty soon, but I'm going to go ahead and bring you on, Jamie, and you can say a quick meet and greet to hello to Brian Kelly. Ryan, Jamie.
Brian Kelly. This was fun, right? Listening in, I'm like, I'm writing down this code. I'm like, I'm going to go steal this DJ in my business. That sounds awesome.
How you doing, Jamie? So great to meet you. And Lois has talked so highly of you. So I look forward to doing something with you in the future. It's going to be awesome.
Brian, we should connect on the podcast. That sounds like fun.
Absolutely, brother.
And Brian, really quickly, I forgot this. Before you go, what's the name of, is it mindbodybusinessshow.com?
Yeah, and it's the mindbodybusinessshow.com. Thank you.
Someone is asking, but again, guys, I'll put all of that in the email. Make sure you register. So thanks, Brian. Love you. Hey, guys, thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe, refer a friend, and please drop me a rating or a review. If you do that, I'll reward you with a free 20-minute free coaching session on crafting your journey to your best self. Reach out to me at lois@loiskoffi.com to claim your 20-minute slot. Until next time, be healthy, wealthy, and wise.